Good morning, everybody. Josh here, Solopreneur Grind. It is the first live video of 2020. A little bit delayed for the year because I was doing some travel for the holidays. So I apologize for missing last Friday. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. That being said, we are back in action and re-energized. I guess that's kind of cliche, right? For people to come back and be like extra excited after the holidays. But I did want to talk a little bit about it and why it is still important, right? Because as solopreneurs, I'd be interested to hear what you guys have to say and what your experience has been. But I've been in entrepreneurship now for soloprenneurship specifically for about 2.5 years. And what I've found is extremely easy to get to basically forget about taking holidays. And what I mean by that is I take a holiday every December. I go home for a little bit and then I go away to warm weather. I'm here in Canada. Maybe I'll show you out the window after. I don't want to move the webcam just yet. But I go to the warm weather basically in December every year. So that's great. And I get about a week and a half to 2 weeks totally off. And I take them totally off because I think it's important. But from January to November, I tend to just forget to take holidays, primarily for two reasons. Number one is it just kind of like slips my mind, right? You're working. Oh, it's not a planned vacation, so it's the weekday, so I'm just going to work, right? It's just that's how life is, right? You just kind of work. And the other part is, especially if you're at the beginning stages or you're frugal, like taking vacation, especially as a solopreneur, means not only are you spending money to go on vacation, but you're losing potential additional revenue that you could be making if you were working. So mostly because I forget and because I'm cheap, I tend to not take vacations during the year. The second reason is that it's very easy to fall into the trap, I think, as a solopreneur, which is if I work more, my business will do better, right? It's kind of an easy, logical, I don't know, I guess equation to have in your head, right? Because especially as a solopreneur, if you're the only person working on the business, it's quite clear that if you don't work and make money, nobody else will. So it's easy to just think, well, I have to work a lot all the time. Now, the downside to all this, and it's the second year in a row that this has happened. And so I've noticed, you see the pattern and you adjust, right? And so for the second year, usually around mid-November, I start to feel the effects of this. I'm not going to call it burnout because I don't think it's like your traditional like burnout. I need to quit my job and like reevaluate my life or maybe make a career move or anything like that. But just you need a break type burnout, right? And so end of November, early December, less energy, less motivated, less excited about the business, less excited about business in general. Really, if you could just sum it up, it's just like, I need a break, right? That's just kind of how it feels if you could sum it up in one kind of feeling. And so then I take a break, right? I go on my December holiday and it's like you come back and it's like a new person, right? You're re-energized, you're looking at things differently, you have new ideas, all that good stuff. So all that is to say, it's easy to fall into the trap of not needing or wanting or feeling like you should have as many vacations, especially in solo and entrepreneurship. But for the second year in a row, I've noticed the extreme benefit of having it, right? Not just the rest, but also even just taking 4, 5, 6, 7 days away from the operations lets you kind of reshift your thinking, have new ideas, see things the way you've never seen them before, and just let things kind of like move around in your head that they haven't when you're go 5, 6, 7 days a week. So my takeaway from that experience is that I'm going to be instituting a mandatory vacation for myself every 6 months. So I have been doing it every 12 months. I think that's really bad. And so every 6 months, I actually just put it in my calendar I put a reminder in June that basically says book a vacation. It doesn't even have to be out of the country, right? It could be a staycation, could be going to some little cottage or something nearby, rent an Airbnb, whatever you got to do. Or maybe just, I mean, the beautiful thing about solopreneurship is our flexibility. So you could look for flights that are super cheap on like a random off week or something like that, and save a bunch of money there. So that will be implemented by me starting this year. Every 6 months, mandatory 7-day vacation minimum. Could be longer. I'll probably just do 7 days, take off a Monday through Friday, and you get the both weekends on either side as well. But I think it's super important. Again, for the second year in a row, I think I suffered the consequences of not doing it. And as I think Einstein says, doing the same thing, I'm butchering this line completely, but insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. So I don't want to experience the burnout that I had felt in the last 2 Novembers and Decembers. So we're going to put in a week-long vacation in either June or July, and hopefully that has some good results. And when that does come around, you'll definitely hear from me about its effects and what I thought about it. So anyways, that's it for the first SG Daily of 2020. Hope you had a great holiday. Hope you're off to a good start, and hope that you'll be tuning in for the rest of the year as well. Also, if you have any insights on the way you plan or take your vacations or holidays or breaks or whatever you want to call them, I'm super interested to hear about them because, again, I'm not very good at that. And any insights, you can feel free, if you are watching this live or after the fact on YouTube, shoot me a comment. Or if you are watching it on YouTube and or listening on the podcast and you want to reach out, josh@solopreneurgrind.com, and I check all of them. So hope to hear from you soon, and I will see you hopefully in the next episode.